Hello and greetings! In this video we're going to take 5 between Flint and Prestatyn for a ship which will never again sail the 7 seas, and with a curious name. The Duke of Lancaster is a turbine steamship which was constructed in Belfast by Harland and Wolff. She was powered by 2 turbine steam engines manufactured by Pametrada. You'd be forgiven if you've never heard of the company, me neither. However, they built steam turbine engines for several other well-known ships such as Aquitania, Queen Mary, Titanic and QE2. The Duke of Lancaster was launched in December 1955 and operated alongside 2 sister ships. She was owned by British Railways, which in those days operated ferries as well as trains. She was named the Duke of Lancaster. We'll come to that in a bit. She operated as a passenger-only ferry on the Heysham to Belfast route. However, she did have an alter ego, so to speak. She also operated as a cruise liner. Some of her cruise destinations included Denmark, Norway, and even Spain. During these times, she was regarded as a high-quality cruise liner, complete with silver service. By 1970, her duties changed as she was converted to a vehicle ferry with a capacity for 105 cars and some 1,000 or so passengers as well. Her final few years were served on various duties, including the Holyhead-Dunleary route, until she was laid up at Barrow-in-Furness in 1978. The Duke of Lancaster began a new life when she was brought to a small port in northeast Wales, about halfway between Flint and Prestatyn, near the village of Mostyn. Oh, OK, I know you're waiting for one of my terrible Welsh pronunciations again. The port is called Llanerch y Mor, I think. Here, on her final journey, she was beached carefully and promptly embedded in a few hundred cubic yards of concrete. This ensured her fate and is why she will never sail again. She started her new life as the Fun Ship, basically a cruise ferry which went nowhere. She was fully equipped with bars, restaurants, a cinema, the outside decks of course, an amusement arcade, and cabins where you could stay overnight. Basically, you could get the full cruise experience, but since she was embedded in concrete and going nowhere, with none of the downsides. No seasickness, no crashing waves, no turbulence, and she always arrived in the correct port on time. Sadly, her demise soon approached, mostly due to the difficulty of access for emergency services. The low bridge was the problem. I'm only 5'6" tall, and even I struggled to walk under it. Not great for fire engines or ambulances. Understandably, the bridge couldn't be knocked down, as it carries the railway main line between Holyhead and the rest of England. There was and still is an alternative route, but as that is on private land and or subject to weight limits, suitable agreements were never reached. we'll leave it at that. Read the book if you like. It's very detailed. Sadly, this led to the Duke of Lancaster becoming abandoned. Poor old Duke of Lancaster. We'll come to the name in a bit. The good news is that she never was properly abandoned, and certainly isn't abandoned today. She has remained in private use throughout by her owners. I understand that in the last few years some agreement has been reached for emergency access. It seems that the Duke of Lancaster is starting to breathe again. Although she is not very pretty from the outside, the Duke of Lancaster is in extremely remarkably good and original condition inside. Just this last autumn, the year 2022, the Duke of Lancaster has been used as a filming location. She features in interior shots of a documentary called Three Little Birds. It revolves around a period steamship. It stars and is written by Sir Lenny Henry, and the Duke of Lancaster stars as HMT Empire Windrush. I'm not venturing into the history of HMT Empire Windrush. Look it up. It's interesting. However, I'm sure or hopeful that you are curious as to why I keep to referring to the Duke of Lancaster as she. Well, historically the ships were often given feminine names and referred to as she. So how does the Duke of Lancaster fit into this? Why is it not called the Duchess of Lancaster? I'm not sure, and I can't find records of why the name was chosen. However, here in Great Britain, the Duke of Lancaster is a person. The reigning monarch is automatically the Duke of Lancaster. The current Duke of Lancaster is the reigning monarch, King Charles III. But when the Turbine steamship the Duke of Lancaster was launched in 1955, the Duke of Lancaster was the reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II.